Welcome to the second episode of the ScrewUp Exchange, where we're going to talk about shopping carts, COVID-19, and engagement, and how it taught me to have better adherence on improvement projects. Hi, my name is Patrick.
Hi, my name is Drasko.
Hey, Drasko. How are you dealing with the corona crisis right now?
I will. No, I won't share my personal opinion about this because you know it how it is. But maybe we will. I'm stop here with this corona. But the funny thing is, what I realized is that there are a lot of good examples how they are managing this limitation of people inside stores, and which is, I mean, we guys doing lean management and stuff, we have an eye for this, right?
Yeah, of course.
So there was an interesting thing how they are managing the amount of people in a store in one of supermarkets around my corner. So they have like limited the shopping carts. So there is only a specific or just an amount of shopping carts allowed to go into the supermarket, so that this is how they manage how many people are in the store. So if you go to the store, you need to grab a card. You're not supposed to go without a card in the supermarket.
That's really interesting.
It is, yeah.
So what they were doing is they were managing the capacity of the people in the supermarket with the shopping carts.
Right.
So you couldn't get too much in, and it was really good for flow. And that actually reminds me of a great story. I was doing one of my previous lean management projects where I was setting up a kit cart, basically kind of like a shopping cart. A kit cart is basically when a person picks a bunch of different parts from and they actually call them a supermarket. And it's funny. Yes, think about that. And they take a bunch of different parts, they put them on a kit, and they bring the kit to the place of where they get installed. So the operator has all of what he needs, and there's a lot less material on the lines, because when you're doing this, you don't want to have a lot of space, and people have to walk around and look for stuff, and it really helps the guy not to move around. But
so it helps him to stay connected to the product, so he can do more value add for the product instead of walking around with the material, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And where I really screwed up on this part was I had to create a new kitting area. So basically what was going on was we had the prior supermarket in a different building. It was pretty far away, so we had like basically one kit cart. You put it on a trailer, and you could put like 10 of them on there, and then they would go to what they call an unloading zone or a dock, and they would get unloaded from the dock and then brought to the place in the manufacturing.
Okay.
But we were able to free up enough space so that I can move the supermarket to the same building.
Okay, that's
so
good.
Yeah, no, it was really great. What it did was we cut out a lot of transportation, a lot of movement, and it was a lot closer to the line so that you could react a lot quicker.
And also, if you make a failure or if something happens, your reaction time is very short. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So like if something happened, it's really quick and easy to change it. You don't have to go through a trailer. You don't have to bring it to the other building. So it's a lot better for the entire process. However, people didn't necessarily accept my mathematics, my numbers, when I was doing the calculation.
Hold on. I would rephrase it. I would say people accept it, but they find a way, I assume, to optimize themselves again, right?
Well, let's just say that I explained to them that before it was 4 hours, so they needed to have a cart to build, so they needed to have like 4 hours of stock online. Now I was explaining it to them. It's just like, look, we only need 20 minutes of stock. So if you take 4 hours, that was basically like 10 kit carts. And now I only need 20, so it's now 2. It made people feel very uncomfortable because they were thinking, if I only have 2, I have to constantly build. I have to make sure that I have something there. So like if I needed to if there was a mistake or something like that, they had like 3 or 4 extra carts so that it was easier for them to respond. It was easier for them to catch up if need be.
Yeah.
So what happened was I gave them only space for 2, but they brought in the carts from...
So you tried somehow to optim or to keep this how you plan it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I only gave space enough for 2 kit carts.
Yeah, so that they don't have the space for putting a third kit cart, right?
Exactly.
But they find a way, right?
They found a way.
That's
so
how it works, right?
So they went out to the old building. They grabbed all the carts. They built them up. So they were so quick in building these carts that they built up more than 2 than the people on the line could use within their certain amount of time to build up the truck.
Right.
So what that did was they put extra carts in the material path. Mm-hmm. So nobody could walk. You couldn't move materials through the path.
Yeah.
And it was causing backups. So just imagine like if you're going into a supermarket and you have...
There was no limitation, right?
Exactly. No, but like you just had like extra empty carts everywhere. Like, can you get through? No, you can't. You're going to be blocking people and people are going to get upset. So what happened was they kept blocking stuff, and then that was causing other parts to get to have a shortage in other areas because the person that was going down that path, they couldn't deliver the parts. So this was causing shortages, and immediately the guy was going, "See, I told you so."
It doesn't work, right?
They've definitely found a way. They found a way to do this,
and they will always find a way.
So
as long
as they have that opportunity.
Right.
So after talking to him for like, it's like, okay, look, no, we really only build 2. Please don't build more than 2. I says, you only need 2. Only build more than 2. And they're like, yes, I understand. So the very next day, I was expecting, okay, cool.
Now it works, right?
Now it works.
Now they got it, right?
It's perfect. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, they did it again. And I'm like, guys, really, this is causing problems in other places. I was just talking to him. And I think one of my biggest failures was I was just showing them the math. I was just like, look, you only need 2. I wasn't going and explaining to him. It's like, hey, look, let me go walk you out to the process and go show you. And that was on me.
So I think I would not even say it was on you. So you tried to show them on your way how you calculated, how you did it. Yeah. But on the other hand, these guys have the fear to stop the line, right? So that was their thinking. It was a totally different thinking than you were. You're thinking, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I didn't take that into account. So when they told me the second time that, we're going to do it your way, and I came back the third day and they were still building more than 2, let's just say some kit carts went into the back and now they don't have wheels, so they can't have more than 2.
So what happened with the wheels?
They just magically didn't have wheels anymore.
So I can imagine what you did, right?
Yeah. Let's just say that they didn't have wheels anymore. And oh my God, the guys making the parts were so furious with me. They're like, you're going to do this. You're going to screw up the line.
Yeah.
You're going to make me lose parts. You're going to stop the line. I'm like, just try it. Just try it. And you know what? And I told them, it's just like, I sat down there with them. I was like, look, something happens, I'm right here. I'll even go make sure.
You will put the tires in the wheels again.
The wheels will come back on the carts. And like, that was when it dawned on me. I was just like, look, I'm just going to come sit with you and I'm going to be by your side and do that with you. So after that, after they got feelings, I didn't truly understand if it was more of me just sitting there and supporting them or just explaining the whole process. But like, that's one of my main takeaways was that people always find a way to do something.
Right.
If you don't make a perfect system,
and they don't have a bad intention with this.
No, of course not.
It's just because they want to have this safety there, right? And
yeah, and like, I didn't take into account, as what you said earlier, is like they were thinking in a completely different way than me. And so if you don't have a way to set up a perfect system that it can't fail, you need to make sure that you get people involved. Right. If I would have and that was my second takeaway, if I would have got the person and got them to walk the lines with me and show them, say, hey, look what's happening when you do this.
Yeah.
You're causing this breakage. You are causing people to block the path. I think it would have resonated with them.
Absolutely.
And also things, I really should have just been quick to try. Like, on the third day I took the wheels. I was really thinking about it on the second day.
Yeah.
It's like, I could have just did this
Yeah.
and tried it, or I could have just sat there with them on the first day. It's like, hey, look, let's try this. Let's get everybody involved. So if I would have really communicated this up front in a clear manner and take into account what they were thinking and how they were getting motivated.
And exactly to understand what is driving them to use this extra car, why they are doing this, and but that's how it works in our job, right? So we learn out of our failures.
Yeah, and definitely, I will never do that again. I will always make sure that I get the people walking the process with me. I will make sure that they see what I see, think what I'm thinking, show them the numbers, and then, to be honest, they could have pointed something out that I didn't take into account. So, like, getting people involved is critical.
We don't want our screw-ups to become yours. That's why you should watch the next episode and see how purpose, duct tape, and COVID-19 are connected.